Today we're talking about the new Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Liquid Foundation. I've been wearing this foundation for over a week and have all of the details for you. My undergraduate degree is aerospace engineering, so I love testing, and I especially love testing foundation. My whole purpose here on the YouTubes is to invest my time and money so that you don't have to waste yours. This foundation is 1 fluid ounce, 30 milliliters, and retails at Sephora for $42. They say it's got a natural finish, medium coverage, it's hydrating, long wearing, and of course is a liquid formula. I am 54 years old. My skin is mostly normal, always dehydrated. Sometimes I can get some dry patches, although knock on wood, haven't had any bad ones yet this year. I don't really have issues with redness or large pores. I've got fine lines, I've got some deep wrinkles, I've got 54-year-old skin. It comes in 30 shades, and while that doesn't seem like a lot considering a lot more foundations are coming in 40 and 45 shades, I will say that it looks like a very broad spectrum. Before we get to the testing, show me a little YouTube love down below. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done that already. The packaging on this is really nice. It's a heavy glass bottle. The cover snaps on, and we've got a pump, and we love a good pump. The directions say to apply the foundation with either Mario's brush or use fingers for more natural coverage. It does not call anything about a primer. So, as per usual, no primer today, and we're going to go ahead and use fingers. This is a really thick formula. Even though it's thick, it does go on easily and it feels nice. I really like how it did not seem to settle into any pores or fine lines with the finger application. It does a really good job of covering redness and blemishes. Today I'm going to set it with the Wayne Goss Weightless Powder, but I will not use any setting spray. 8 hours later, day 1, and let's look in the dreaded 10X. Okay, overall, about what I would expect, which is to say everything settles into this line. This one also settled into this line, but no primer. Of course, it didn't call out for primer. I think that might have been the case. The other thing, because I did 2 applications, maybe the product got a little thicker than it should have, which caused there to be excess material and it settled. I don't know. Other than that, with the exception of my chin, because I do this all day, it looks pretty good. I really liked the coverage today. I did notice, when I noticed myself that it was looking pretty good. I had a kind of busy day. I finally got my mom's permission to clean out her condo. My mom is a hoarder, and it looks like she's going to be okay staying in the assisted living place, so that is such good news. But that means I've got to get her condo cleaned out so we can get it on the market. And today, it was 90 minutes to clear out her laundry room / pantry. Yeah, I'm glad that they have a dumpster at her facility because, yeah, I used it. Anyway, so I am looking forward to using this foundation. I'm kind of encouraged by day 1, no primer and fingers application. So tomorrow we will try the brush and see how that goes. Day 2, and I am using Stila's One Step Color Correcting Primer. I'm also using my go-to IT Cosmetics for Ulta Airbrush 101 to apply the foundation. I was surprised that it took less than a full pump to give me really good coverage. You know, yesterday I felt like I got too much, so I'm going to be curious to see how this wears today. Also, I will say that for me, in my opinion, this gives medium plus coverage. Not quite full, but it definitely feels more than medium to me. I did end up with some brush strokes, so I blotted those out with the brush and a Kleenex. Here we are with a 9-hour check-in today. And before I get into that, I want to say that I used the House Labs powder for setting today. I used the Color Pop. This is the Pretty Fresh for setting spray. And my old standby It Bye Bye Pores, the compressed powder for finishing powder today. So 9 hours in, how are we looking? As I expected. Settled in here, but not as bad as yesterday. Settled in a teeny tiny bit here. Can't see it when I just look in the mirror, but the dreaded 10X tells us everything. One thing that I'm noticing today that I didn't notice yesterday is I feel kind of shiny, which is kind of unusual. So I don't know if that's setting spray. I don't think these powder, all of these, the powders and the setting spray is stuff that is just in my everyday rotation. I use it all the time. So I don't really think of them as being problem children. So I guess I'm gonna have to look at the footage from yesterday, see what happened, and we'll try it tomorrow again. And, actually I'm gonna have a few days to try this off camera before I edit and post it. So this is one of those foundations where it's going to get a nice long trial. Even though the instructions don't say to use a beauty sponge, I'm going to try that today. This one is from the Makeup Eraser brand. By the way, there's a great deal at Costco these days where you get a full-size makeup eraser cloth, 2 of these beauty blenders, and a washing machine ball, hard plastic thing that you can put the makeup eraser in for washing them for $9.99. I feel like the Beauty Blender gave me just a sheer application of this foundation. Yes, I used the Laura Geller Spackle Primer. That's a very hydrating primer. It still gives good coverage over, my little bit of redness and the blemish on the side of my nose, but I can see why it's not a recommended application, and I'll be curious to see how it wears. So once again, the dreaded 10X tells us everything. In general, I don't like the application, rather how this foundation wears with the Beauty Blender application. And that's probably why they didn't Yes, people, I am a professional. That is probably why they didn't recommend it. So, is there anything really specific? No, everything settles in here. It did today. Teeny tiny little bit up here, so it wasn't really the primer. I feel really shiny again today, so it wasn't the power. Anyway, so I try to be really intentional about picking primers, picking powders, trying different combinations. Anyway, all that is to say, is it horrible? No, I've had much worse foundations than this. And this is, should have mentioned, a 9-hour check-in. So kind of a little bit longer. What I'm going to do, because I do have a while before this is going to go up, so I am going to just keep wearing this, trying different combinations of primer and powder and setting spray. By the way, today it was the MAC Fix-It. So when I shoot the conclusion of this video, which is next, I will have a few more days under my belt, I can give you a fuller picture. But in general, I am feeling positive about this foundation. Now, if you caught my video last week on the Beautylish Lucky Bag, and I got that lipstick from Beauty Mob that I thought was, it was really dark, but I thought it was a pretty color. That's what I'm wearing. January in Seattle, we are never guaranteed of having a sunny day, so please forgive my wet hair because we also are never guaranteed that if the sun comes out, it's going to stay very long. But I wanted to get this foundation for you under really, really bright, natural light. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, you just got to see what a gorgeous day it is. I'm so lucky, so blessed. Does it get any better than this? What a great day. And just because it was top of mind, here we are under artificial lighting. This is under daylight LED in my closet. And flash photography. I've been using this foundation now for 5 or 6 days past when I finished the filming the testing. And I like it. I do. I really like it. It gives nice coverage. It looks great on the skin. But it ended up being a little finicky about primers. Not so much setting spray, a little bit on powders. You know, I used a gripping primer. That was really terrible. The foundation broke up. It just, yeah, don't use a gripping primer at least with my skin, was not a good solution. Oh yeah, another primer it did not like, at least on my skin, was the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Big fail. Really what worked best was kind of the moisturizing, like the Laura Geller Spackle Primer. Powders, I think what I liked best was my Wayne Goss Weightless powder for setting, and then the It by Pores compressed powder for finishing powder. I used the House Labs. It was pretty good. I used the Uma Beauty, which is a great setting powder, super finely milled, and comes in like 4 shades. Should probably do its own video, but that also worked well. Number 7, and the compressed number 7 powder for finishing powder, not nearly as nice as the It by Pores. So, and finishing, setting sprays, I use the Tarte setting stay spray. I use MAC Fix It and Forget It, and and that ColourPop one. And really none of those seem to make a difference one way or the other. So I think it is setting spray agnostic. To be fair, nowhere in the directions for this foundation does it recommend using a primer. Now, is that because Mario doesn't make one? And if he did, then it would recommend that one? I'm being skeptical and suspicious. Anyway, yeah, so will I use it for an everyday foundation? Probably not. I did end up using the brush way more than my fingers. I do really like the brush application much better than finger application. So, and for that reason alone, I probably won't use it for an everyday foundation. It'll be more like, you know, if I'm going out or if I'm going on vacation and it's a little bit more of a like glamour, I want to look nice vacation versus a kind of active vacation. I could definitely see taking this on foundation. Having said that, I feel like I could reach for this foundation and know what I'm gonna get. I've got confidence in its performance. I found it to be a very reliable foundation. If you find that you like foundations that I like, I think you'll like this. Like I said, it's a lot thicker than foundations that I'm used to, but it looks beautiful, gave great coverage. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably also like this one of a foundation that I loved, or my entire foundation playlist right here.